I was in this chair, in this very chair, in this very room 6 months ago, and I was watching girls getting spanked on Reddit. Now, some of you may think that's weird, like, why are you watching girls getting spanked? That's kind of weird. Are you, like, do you hate women or something? If you think that, then your testosterone is just a little bit too low. Because you have very high testosterone, so I'm into these type of things, okay? I'm going to be spanking my wife a lot. I'm going to beat her up a little bit, consensually. Of course, I must add that because I'm on YouTube and not everyone understands. Girls don't actually like that. You don't know what I know. In any case, you're not here to learn about female psychology. You're here to learn about how to not destroy your meat every time you see Victoria cakes. But anyways, I was in this chair. I was watching girls getting spanked. Then my mom came in. And she told me to go take out the garbage. And unfortunately, You know when you're about to get caught and you pull up your pants. Right, she couldn't really see anything because the chair was covering it. The door's back there. But when I pulled up my pants, it looked a little bit too obvious. So she got suspicious. And I put my phone down, but I didn't lock it. And this would end up being a fatal error. I went out, took out the garbage. I came back, and my mother told me, I know what you're doing. My heart sunk to my ballsack. Then my ballsack sunk to the molten core of the earth. She showed me my phone, and there was the spanking subreddit. And the greatest wave of shame I've ever felt completely saturated my body. But there's a silver lining to the story. That was 6 months ago. Since that occurred, I have not watched any of that stuff. I have been completely clean after trying to quit since I was literally 13 or 14 or 12 even. I remember the first video I watched. It was Gianna Michaels and some guy. And I couldn't even, nothing came out when I finished. That's how young I was when I first started. And then I realized 2 years later, oh wait, I shouldn't be doing this is bad. But I couldn't quit. Because I was addicted. And I tried for literal years. Every single day, ashamed of myself for not being able to quit. I was making money, I was working out, etc. But I couldn't get rid of it. It was stuck. It's like a damn leech. And it was impossible to get off my body. But after this event occurred, and after learning what I'm about to tell you in this video, I was able to quit. And I haven't jerked off when watching this type of stuff since. The first step in quitting is acknowledging you have an addiction. But that's an important thing. It's important to understand what an addiction is. An addiction is not enjoying something too much. It's having your reward circuitry hijacked by something you don't actually enjoy. You need to understand, you don't enjoy this stuff. You don't enjoy explicit content. I know a lot of you might be confused by hearing that, like, wait, but I can't stop jerking off to Gumball's mom. How can I not enjoy it if I can't stop doing it? Well, part of the reason why you can't stop is because you think you enjoy it, but also, there's a difference between consciously enjoying something and just having your reward circuitry completely hijacked. These people are terrible people, we'll put it like that. These people understand how to make you addicted. And like I said, addiction, it's not a very logical thing. It's a bit odd, okay? It's hijacking, it's exporting something that's not adjusted yet. I'm not going to get into a whole, lesson, but whatever. All you need to understand is you don't enjoy explicit content. And really think about it. Think about the last time you jerked off to, I don't know, Victoria cakes, or whoever you watch. You little nasty. Did you really enjoy it? Yeah, maybe it felt, maybe you're probably at the point to where when you are jerking off and you finish, you don't even feel anything. It doesn't even feel good. You're probably at that point right now. You're probably at the point where if you saw some really hot girl fully clothed, you wouldn't even get, aroused. You'd be like, well, I guess that's kind of cool, but, I see 200 girls a day that look way better than that. Think about it. When you're stroking it, if you turn on your brain, it's like scrolling on social media. If you just turn on your brain while you're doing it, you kind of realize, hey, I don't actually really enjoy this. Why am I doing this? The reason why is because you have been exploited into doing something you don't actually enjoy, which is why it's very integral to realize you don't enjoy it. You need to get that through your head, because what everyone else does is this. They say, well, I kind of want to do it, but, I'm just gonna abstain. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm gonna use my willpower. And that's what everyone says. But hopefully this lighting is not too overexposed. But that's what everyone says. But it doesn't work, because you don't need to use willpower for this. Willpower is finite. Willpower will give in at some point, especially if you're using it for other things. There's gonna be days where you're tired. There's gonna be days where you've had to deal with a lot of crap. You're not gonna have enough willpower to stop yourself from going on the websites and looking up big booty Latinas and then going crazy. That's just how it is. But you don't need to use willpower. Say to yourself, I don't enjoy explicit content. I'm just addicted to it. I don't actually want to do it. I'm just having my brain hijacked. That's very important. You have to reframe the battle. Next, you have to brainwash yourself. And I know that sounds like a loaded term, but brainwashing is how you even got into the situation in the first place. You have been brainwashed into enjoying explicit content. I mean, think about the first time. Think about maybe if you were a little bit older when you first got into it. You maybe remember the first time you did it. Kind of like, it's kind of weird. I'm watching naked people. I mean, I guess watching boobies bounce around is kind of nice, but I'm watching a bunch of naked people and doing this stuff, and it's kind of weird. A lot of you might feel like that. I feel like that at times. When I was first starting, I was like, this is kind of weird. I feel like I shouldn't be looking at this. But they just keep coming back, and you come back, and come back, because you are being brainwashed subconsciously in your own head. So what you need to do is counter this brainwashing. Okay? The way you do that is by doing two things. Imagining your life without explicit content, and imagine your life with explicit content. And really just soak this into your brain. I need to write this down, okay? If you don't quit, write this down. You heard me write it down, and you're like, I'm not actually going to write it down. You better write it down. You better write it down, little boy. Boy, we got to get sent back to the fields. But I'm white. I don't care. I don't discriminate. But seriously, you better write it down. You better write it down. Get out that damn notepad. Get out the notepad. Well, you're not going to get out the notepad and then you're just going to jerk off on cast later? A little nasty. Get out the notepad. Now that your notepad is out, write down this. This is what's going to happen if you don't quit. Alright. You are going to have a midlife because you have no discipline. You have no willpower. I know I just said you don't have to use it, but I don't care. Okay? You're not going to be able to have proper attraction to a woman. Your wiener's not really going to work that well. You have a bunch of brain fog. You're not going to be able to focus. You're going to be unhappy, etc. This is what happens if you don't quit. This is your life if you don't quit. And it's going to get worse and worse and worse. Okay? You know those people who watch, people peeing on each other and weird stuff like that? You may wonder, how the hell do you get to that point? That's so weird. It's because of tolerance. It's because of your circuitry in your brain. You need novel stimulus. Okay, first I start by looking at TikTok. Then I see girls, solo. Then they watch two people go at it. Then they watch multiple people go at it. And then it just gets worse, more extreme. To the point where they're watching, girls pee on dudes. That's how it works. So if you don't stop, this is where you're going to be. This is just a linear progression. This is how it works. Everyone who's into that type of stuff wasn't into it at some point. They're probably just like you saying, oh, well, that would never happen to me. That's weird. They were just like you at some point. Remember that. You have a midlife and you have a midwife because, what girl's going to be attracted to some dude who's addicted to explicit content and just whacks off 24/7 to the, all the photos he can have at his heart's content. So you have some midwife that doesn't really love you. And then she's like, you know what? I'm tired of this dude's wiener that doesn't work. I'm so tired of his fat gut that covers his wiener. I have to lift up his belly in order to even do anything. And it's not even big. It doesn't even get hard. So you know what? I just got offered. I'm going to go on Blacked. I'm at 4 big black dudes have their way with me. And then you watch the video. You're going on Instagram. You're like, oh, my wife's going out shopping. What a great wife. I'm such a simp. And then you open up Instagram. You see your DMs. And you get DM'd a video. You see these dudes going at it. Do you want that? Do you want that to be your life? I'm about to do this effect again today. I don't care. I already did my last video. Or last video I recorded. I don't care. I'm doing it again. Do you want that? Do you like that? Are you some cuck? Do you want that? If you are any type of man, the answer is no. Okay? And you thought I was going to zoom out, but no, I'm zooming back in. Do you want that? The answer better be no. If not, then you have some issues. But in any case, or maybe you're too far to ride. Oh yeah, and also, if you don't quit, you're going to end up being some cuck. Because think about what explicit content is, okay? You're sitting in a chair, and you're watching two other people go at it while you're... That's literally cucking. And now imagine if you do quit, what your life would be like. You're going to be the man. You have a big, massive muscle. You have the girl, your 10 out of 10 girlfriend that does whatever you say and loves God and is biblically feminine. And she has like beautiful breasts and beautiful legs and all those other things. Everything you could possibly imagine that could be great about a woman is by your side. She's completely infatuated by you. You live in the house you want to live in. You have the mindset you want. You have the relationship with God that you want, etc. Imagine that. That would be your life without explicit content. Write these both down. Write down both of these scenarios. And then set a timer. Every 30 minutes to 1 hour, do it. And why every 30 minutes to 1 hour? Why constantly remind yourself? Because you're constantly being reminded that explicit content is good. Because you go into these liberal spaces and they're like, hey guys, you gotta watch. You gotta let your wife pipe some other dudes because that's great. Look over here. Look at this girl. She has, big stuff and you gotta look at it. Yeah, look. Instagram, Twitter replies. Oh my god, look at this girl. She's advertising her OnlyFans. This brainwashing is all over the place. You need to counter it. And also, you have been brainwashed for a long time. If you were like me, you were literally on this stuff for literal years. That's years of damage to your brain. You have to take some extreme measures in order to get rid of it, don't you? But at some point, okay, it's going to be so easy to quit. At some point. There's going to be some point where you just get over the hump. Alright, remember, this is an uphill battle, okay? You go up the hill, it's going to be a bit hard. You're trying to reframe it. You're trying to brainwash yourself. It's a hard battle. It's like you have a coconut that you need to open. Okay, you have a coconut you need to open. And right now, before watching my video, you had a spoon. Okay? And now if you actually apply the advice I give you in this video, you're going to upgrade the spoon. Alright? And now when you're with the spoon, you just got to try. And eventually you will break it open. But it'll take forever, bro. It's going to take forever. But you are trying. That's a good thing. But you apply what I say, and you just brainwash yourself more and more. Reframe. And over time, your spoon will upgrade from a spoon to a knife. Then to, something hard like a hammer. Then eventually it's going to be a machete. You can just, or whatever the best thing to use for a coconut is. You just break the coconut wide open. And in your head, you're like, wow, this is so easy. Why didn't I quit earlier? That's how it was for me. Literally. I went from not being able to quit for literal years, and then one day it's like, done. I don't want to do it anymore. That's what you can achieve. That's what you can have. I'm telling you, you can have that. You just need to try, and you just need to apply what I told you. It's actually really simple. I know that's hard to believe because of how brainwashed you feel in your own head, but believe me, the light at the end of the tunnel is very bright. The feeling of tranquility that comes with quitting is unbelievable. The happiness. It's hard to describe. Like, when you're addicted to this type of stuff, you just aren't a happy person. I wasn't a happy person. I didn't enjoy my life. But once I got off it, I could actually feel happiness. It's very weird, but it's true. Believe me, if you quit, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. Your wiener's going to work better. Your wiener's actually going to work and be able to get it up. You're actually be able to cherish a woman properly. And, they say, oh, well, your brain's going to be, desexualized. But I don't really think that's true. I think there's two forms of, sexualization of woman. There's one as, an actual woman and as a partner. Maybe I'm articulating this poorly. Then there's just straight up, just looking at a girl like a piece of meat. And then you aren't even be able to really be attracted to the piece of meat because you've seen so many pieces of meat that your wiener just doesn't go up. It's really weird. You're going to see what I mean, okay? If you currently can't really get it up, and you also can't really cherish a woman Like, cherish women's appearances and be able to actually understand, what's attractive and what's not attractive to your own head. Like, if you're in that state right now of watching explicit content a bunch, once you get off it, you'll understand what I mean. And you'll also be able to focus and do important things. It's really hard to focus when you're addicted to this stuff. It gives you brain fog. It completely destroys your brain. This stuff is literally brain rot. It's worse than TikTok. It's worse than Reddit. It's worse than all these other things. I can't wait for you, bro. I can't wait until you quit. Your life is going to get so much better. Christian men need to quit explicit content. This is one of the crushing blows that they're dealing to men, and by extension, Christian men. If you want to join this movement building back Christian men, click the link in the description to the Discord. Follow me on Instagram, like all my posts, because I am amazing. Subscribe because I'm amazing. More amazing videos. Playlist in the description, change your life. Those are my call to actions. See you next video.